Well, guys, it's time to throw this thing in the fire. No, I'm joking. But let's talk about this real quick. Sorry to anyone who thought I was going to actually throw away this big piece of beautiful cherry, which I am not going to do that. I will throw away the scraps from a future project, but it is safe today. I made a post about why I have so much hesitation and anxiety about throwing away scraps, and it touched a nerve with a lot of people, especially in woodworking, because for a lot of people, it was a shame that I would throw away something like white oak that is expensive. What a waste. Well, first of all, I don't believe I'm throwing it away. I'm throwing it in the fire and it's serving a certain purpose. It served a purpose before I threw it away, and now I'm giving it another purpose, and that is to go for a fire. No one bats an eye at a campsite when you burn firewood, right? And it's hardwood. It's good wood. You could have used it for furniture. So, but let's talk about this whole mindset, because on the surface, it seems like I'm talking about woodworking. But the reality is the mindset extends to so many things. In fact, it's the mindset which is affecting woodworkers and other people who hold on to things when it doesn't really make sense. And let me explain that a little further. So I had anxiety about throwing this away. Look at it. It's a beautiful piece. I'm thinking, this has such potential. Why would I throw away something with such potential? Well, the fact of the matter is, it's not very safe to work at this size. If I use a miter saw, which is, I don't think you can see it, but you don't want to have your hands that close to the edge. It's a bit small for the planer to bring it down in thickness. It's a lot of operations where it's just not safe. It's like the person who they're cutting vegetables and they want to get that last little bit of carrot at a friend, cut her finger on a mandolin because you want to get that last little piece of carrot. If she's watching, sorry, but I've had times where I've almost cut my finger trying to get that last bit of carrot, and it's not worth it. Carrots are cheap. They used to be cheap, at least. They're still pretty cheap. So I don't think safety-wise it's worth it. But there's another aspect to it, is I have a lot of scrap wood. I have a lot of scrap wood. I have it in that corner, behind me that way, directly behind me over there. I have a lot of scrap wood. I have an abundance of scrap wood, not a scarcity. So if I have an abundance of scrap wood, why am I acting with a scarcity mindset? That's a good question. And I think I have a partial answer. I don't know everything, but I think I have a partial answer. I think when we see things dwindle, we get nervous that maybe there won't be an opportunity in the future to get more of something, so we hold on tight to it. The problem is I have a limited amount of space. I have about 400 square foot area here. I don't have room for all these scraps. I need to whittle them down. If I had the room, maybe I might keep them. And it's a good thing to have constraints, because that forces you to get rid of things. And I'll tell you, the fun thing about it is when you get rid of something or give it away or whatever, release it, let go of it, it actually is like a breath of fresh air. But getting back to the mindset, I think too often we're concerned that we won't have the opportunity to do something again, that it's a one and done deal, even when the facts don't support it. Like my space here, my piles have only grown, which is why I'm, throwing so many things away, is because I simply can't take the overflow. So contrast that, right? I have an abundance in my shop, but I have a scarcity mindset. And the two are at odds because I haven't reconciled the fact that my subconscious is just making me really scared, even though I had the facts pointing a different direction. So for me, when I throw away scraps, it's really, I am rejecting that fear in my life that I'm never going to have wood again. It's a ridiculous fear. Not everything has a purpose to sit in your area, your space, and take up space. I'll tell you, looking at that scrap box, it's not very organized, if I'm being honest. It stresses me out. And getting rid of scrap wood actually releases that stress I mean, I do have some of it organized behind me on a shelf, but there's a great release in it because I'm learning to let go. I'm embracing the idea that there's abundance in life, that there are more jobs coming for me, commissions, that there will be more wood in my life. There will be a lot more wood in my life. And I just need to let go of that scarcity mindset. I think in other areas, I have a camera that I've had for years, and I'm going to be listing it this week. Why? Because I don't use it. I would rather use the money towards something else that I think is more beneficial. But there's always that thought of, well, what if one day I need that camera? The reality is, I bought it in 2011, and I don't think I have used it since 2013 or 14. So, yeah, it needs to go. I had this fear, but I realized it's not logical. It's taking up space. It's taking up finances. It's actually appreciated since I bought it. And so as a photographer, I love my cameras, but sometimes it's better to let someone else have it. Take that money, invest it somewhere else in your life. So hopefully this helps some of you guys just to think about the things that are cluttering your life, to get rid of those things that aren't necessary, especially when there's that fear, that scarcity mindset, to say, hey, you know what? There's abundance in my life. I don't have to hold on to these things. This is not the only opportunity. It's like when people say once in a lifetime opportunity. If I'm being honest, that is a very, very rare thing. Most of the time, it's not once in a lifetime. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for that to be the case. I would hate to live in a life where everything is once in a lifetime. If you miss this, nothing greater will ever come. Well, I believe greater things will come into my life. And I believe that what we believe, our beliefs can become self-fulfilling. If you do not believe that greater things are coming in your life, then don't be surprised when they don't. You've kind of set yourself up for that. So it's not just about throwing away wood. It's about embracing the opportunities that are coming in the future. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap up for the evening, but hopefully, again, this helps someone.